Are you ready to build wealth and protect your financial future? Many of us want to build wealth, but we don't know where to start. We all have dreams and goals that require money, yet we struggle with understanding how to create a plan for building wealth. Without a well-defined strategy in place, it's hard to make progress towards achieving financial freedom. It all starts with a well-defined strategy, but what exactly does building wealth entail? It's more than just saving money. It's all about making your money work for you. Today, we'll discuss the 5 essential steps to create your own wealth building strategy. Hello, and welcome to Rise to Your Money Power, where we have honest conversations to empower you around your relationship with money. I'm Pamela Plick, and I'm on a mission to empower women to confidently build wealth from the inside out. I help purpose-driven women to overcome feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or stuck related to their personal relationship with money, so they can become confident, achieve peace of mind, financial freedom, and impact without fear. I do this through my signature programs and services, as well as events and community. Building wealth is important because it provides financial security and allows for more choices and opportunities in life. It can help you achieve long-term goals like buying a home or funding your children's education. It can also provide a safety net for times of financial insecurity or uncertainty, such as a job loss or unexpected expenses. So let's discuss the 5 steps to creating a well-defined wealth building strategy. The first step to creating a well-defined wealth building strategy is to make money. This may seem obvious, but it's important to focus on ways to increase your income. This can be achieved through a variety of methods, such as getting a higher paying job, starting a side business, expanding your business, or investing in income generating assets. Another method to increase your income is to acquire additional skills or maybe education that can lead to better job opportunities or higher paying positions. This could mean earning your graduate degree or taking courses to gain a new certification in your field. It's also important to seek out promotions or negotiate for higher salaries when appropriate. In addition to acquiring additional skills or education, networking can also play a crucial role in increasing your income. Building connections and relationships with others in your industry can lead to opportunities for advancement, job offers, or partnerships for your business. It's important to have a creative and open mind approach to income generation. Consider maybe freelancing or consulting work that can offer a flexible schedule and potentially higher hourly rates. Also, other ways to generate income is to look into passive income. Now, such as renting out property or investing in income-producing investments. Remember, increasing your income is not a one-time event. Continually seeking out new opportunities and being proactive in your approach can lead to long-term financial success. The second step is to spend less. That means cutting back on unnecessary expenses and avoiding lifestyles inflation lifestyles. By reducing your expenses, you'll have more money to put towards debt reduction and to increase your savings. One effective way to reduce expenses is to create a budget and track your spending. By understanding where your money is going each month, you can identify areas where you can cut back. So for example, maybe you going through your cash flow and you discover that you're spending too much on dining, eating out, or entertainment, or even subscription services. And I do see this a lot. But another strategy is to reduce expenses is maybe by negotiating bills and subscriptions. Many companies offer loyalty discounts or promotions, but you don't know about those unless you ask. By negotiating better rates on your cable, phone, internet bills, for example, that can lead to saving hundreds of dollars each year. It's also important to avoid lifestyle inflation. And by that, I mean, when your spending increases as your income increases, that results in little or no progress towards your long-term financial goals. Instead of upgrading to a bigger house or a fancier car, focus on reducing debt and increasing your savings. The third step is to reduce debt. This includes paying off high-interest credit cards, student loans, and other high-interest debts. By eliminating debt, you free up more money to put towards savings and investments. One effective strategy for reducing debt is called the snowball method. This involves paying off your smallest debts first, while continuing to make the minimum payments on your larger debts. So as you pay off each small debt, then you gain momentum and motivation to tackle larger debts. Now, if you are motivated by paying less in interest, then you can just flip that strategy. It's still called the snowball effect, but instead of focusing on the smaller debts, you focus on the debts that have the highest interest rates first. So whatever you've allotted towards paying off your debt, you continue to make the minimum payments on the debt that has the lowest interest rate or either the lowest balance, and then focus on putting making the minimum payments, but also the extra towards the debt that has the highest interest rates. So it really depends on what motivates you the most, whether it's reducing the amount of interest that you're paying, or if it motivates you more to see your balances going down, then you pick the snowball strategy that works for you. Another strategy might be to consolidate debt through a balance transfer or a personal loan. But keep it in mind, you want to keep in mind the amount of interest that you're going to pay on that consolidated loan. So maybe you have a high interest credit card, but there's another credit card company that's offering 0 interest for a period of time. Strategy would be to transfer that balance to the new credit card with the strategy to pay off that 0 interest credit card before the interest starts to kick in. By consolidating high interest debts into a single payment with a lower interest rate, you can save money on interest and also pay off your debt faster. The fourth step is to save more. This means building your emergency fund and setting aside money for long-term goals such as retirement. And ideally, you want to strive to save at least 20% of your income every month. And as you pay off debt, then increase that amount of savings. But a good rule of thumb is at least 20% each month. And one strategy is to build your emergency fund, is to start small and gradually increase over time. So set a goal. You remember, we always talk about SMART goals. Set a goal of how much you want, when you want your emergency fund, the date that you want it to be at a certain balance. But ideally, you want to have 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses set aside in a liquid account for emergencies. And in 3 to 6 months of essential. So essential means housing, food, transportation, medical. So whatever those expenses add up to, multiply that times 3, multiply it times 6. That's what you want to have in your emergency fund or reserve. And that way, you know that if there's something unexpected comes up, such as a job loss or unexpected emergency, you know that it's not going to change your lifestyle. And no, other expenses such as eating out or entertainment, that's not part of essential. It may feel like it, but no, it's not essential. So housing, food, transportation, and medical. And build it over time. If you're not able to put a large chunk into savings each month, just start out with what you can and then build it up over time. The fund should be easily accessible and kept in a separate savings account. So I mentioned an account that's easily accessible. Now that's usually at your local bank or wherever you bank. Now, honestly, you're not going to earn a lot of interest on it. That's not the goal of the account, although at this point in time, interest rates have gone up a bit, so you may get a little bit better rate. But the idea is you want to have that money available so that you can get to it anytime that you need it. So having it in a liquid account, that usually the trade-off for that is that you're going to get a lower interest rate. For long-term savings, you consider setting up a retirement account, such as a 401k or an IRA or traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. These accounts offer tax benefits and compound interest, allowing you to grow your money over time. Now, starting early and regularly contributing to these accounts can significantly increase your savings. But, even if you haven't started earlier, then, you start from where you are. Another strategy is to save money is to take advantage of if you're employed, your employer benefits, such as a matching 401k or a flexible spending account. Many employers offer matching to your 401k contributions, which can significantly increase your retirement savings. And I hear this from, a fair amount of women who are employed. They may be contributing to the 401k, but they're not contributing up to the match amount. And that's so important because you're giving away free money if you don't at least contribute to the matching. But what your employer matching and what you're wanting to do is periodically over time increase that so that you are maxing your amount of contribution to whatever the IRS limit is for that particular year. Another idea, we talked about the flexible spending account, contributing to that, consider contributing to that, because the flexible spending account allows you to set aside pre-tax dollars for healthcare or dependent care expenses, and thereby reducing your taxable income and saving more money on taxes. So those are the other ways to save to consider. The fifth way is to create your investment plan. Now, finally, creating your investment plan is crucial to maximizing your returns and also achieving your financial goals. It requires understanding of your risk tolerance and choosing investments that align with your long-term objectives. Investing is essential to building wealth, but it can also be overwhelming overwhelming by not knowing where to start. One of the important factors to consider is your risk tolerance, or how much risk are you willing to take? How comfortable are you with taking risks to achieve higher returns? Now, investing in stocks, for example, has a potential for a higher return, but it also comes with a higher risk. And so you have to be able to ask yourself, am I able to sleep at night with the amount of risk or the amount of volatility that's going on in the market? And part of that is about getting education. You do have to manage your expectations around investing, and it's important to focus on what you can control. Another type of investment, for bonds, for example, offer lower returns, but are considered less risky than stocks. And then mutual funds allow for diversification with a single investment. Because when you're investing, let's say in an individual stock, you're investing in that particular company. And there's more risk by investing in one company versus investing in a range of companies. So mutual funds allow for diversification by making a single investment and spreading the risk across multiple assets. When we're looking at creating an investment plan, also there are 5 tips that I want to give you when you're looking at creating the investment plan in particular. Number 1 is making sure that you take an active role in your investments. It's important that, as part of a well-defined wealth building strategy, that you're active, that you, first of all, understand what you're invested in, that you're reviewing your statements on a periodic basis, that you are educating yourself around what investments you may have. And it's really important. So if you are a self-directed, meaning you're doing your own investing, you want to make sure that you're creating a timetable where you are reviewing your portfolio on a periodic basis. Now, no, you don't need to look at it every day because that can drive you crazy, but making sure, like maybe quarterly, looking at your statement, or and at least annually reviewing your investments and looking at whether you need to make changes. Same thing, if you're working with a financial professional, scheduling that time to review your investments. And if they're making investment recommendations to you, it's so important that you understand what they're recommending and why. Second tip is to create a solid retirement plan. Now, creating a solid retirement plan is key to any wealth building strategy. It means considering factors such as your current and future income, what's your desired retirement age, and what are your projected expenses during retirement. It also involves choosing the right investment vehicle for your retirement plan. So whether it's a 401k or IRAs, or any other type or specific retirement plans for self-employed. If if you own a business. So it's really important to making sure that you select the right investment vehicles for your retirement plan. And the key with the retirement plan is the earlier you start, the less you have to put away. But it's also important to make sure that you are consistently contributing. And that's one of the things that I always talk to self-employed business owners about, is you want to always make sure that you are contributing to your retirement plan. So you don't want to stop doing that. The third tip is to invest for growth. As women, we talked in previous episodes about, we live longer. As a rule, we live longer than our male counterparts. And so it's so important to plan for a longer retirement versus a shorter retirement. Now, retirement looks different for everyone. It can be, it's called the new retire mentality. That means that we don't typically stop working. We're in the age of the knowledge worker. So we have a lot of knowledge and skill. Doesn't mean we have to work full time, but we can still use that knowledge and expertise, as long as our health is good, to work. But you want to make sure that you're investing for growth, because at least part of your portfolio should be invested for growth, because the only asset class that outpaces inflation as a rule are equities. So stocks, not necessarily individual stocks, but equities in general is the only asset class that outpaces inflation. So there should always be a portion of your portfolio that's invested for growth. Now, it depends on your time horizon, how long you have until you plan to retire or plan to start using the money, as well as your risk tolerance. And that's a great conversation to have with your financial planner or your financial advisor if you're working with one. The fourth tip is to take a systematic approach to investing, making sure that you're consistent, in investing, like on a monthly basis or quarterly or whatever it might be, because that allows you to what's called dollar cost average. So it evens out the price, and when stocks are up, you're going to buy less shares. When stocks are down, you're going to buy more shares. So it kind of evens out the price of your investment over time. But it also helps you in terms of compounding, and that's money on top of money. So making sure that you have a systematic approach to whether you're investing monthly, quarterly, however it is, make sure that it's systematic. And then the last tip is, if you choose to work with a financial professional. Now, if you're self-directed and want to manage your own investments, that's great. Just making sure that you are active and you are monitoring your investments on a periodic basis. But the benefit to working with a financial professional is the advice. Financial planners can provide personalized guidance based on your individual financial goals and your risk tolerance. They can also help you navigate complex, whether it's financial products or financial strategies, such as tax planning and retirement planning. So making sure, if you are looking to work with a financial professional, that you are clear on what their credentials are, who they specialize in serving, and that it's someone that is going to put your best interest first, and making sure that they're willing to educate you, because you are a partner in it. And at the end of the day, in that relationship. And at the end of the day, it's your money. So making sure that those qualities are what you're looking for in a financial professional. Overall, building wealth is a comprehensive process that requires discipline, patience, and a well-defined strategy. By following the 5 steps that we talked about, you can make your money work for you and achieve your financial goals over time. Remember, it's never too early or too late to start building wealth. So start making your plan today. As we wrap up, I just want to give a quick recap of what we covered today. We talked about how to develop a well-defined wealth building strategy. We talked about first gave you an overview of wealth building. Secondly, we talked about why wealth building is important. And third, the steps to the five essential steps to creating a well-defined wealth building strategy. So I'd like to ask you at this time to reflect on your current relationship with money and your current financial situation, and ask yourself these 3 questions to help give you clarity and hopefully motivate you into action. Number 1, how do my current financial habits set me up for success in wealth building? Number 2, what aspects of this approach to wealth building can I use to create a customized strategy for myself? And lastly, what steps should I take to ensure long-term success in wealth building? I have 2 free gifts that I'd like to share that will help you take this learning even further. My first gift is for you if you would like to learn more about your relationship with money and how it might be preventing you from taking action to create the financial freedom that you desire. Then I invite you to take my free money type quiz. It only takes 5 minutes to complete, and it can change your life. My second gift is for you if you are ready to outline a mini plan so that you can overcome your challenging patterns and blocks and identify your next steps towards building an empowered relationship with money. Then I invite you to apply for a Money Power Breakthrough Call with me. This call is complimentary. It's a 30-minute breakthrough call. And to take advantage of either of these 2 gifts, then you just go to PamelaPlick.com/thank you. That's PamelaPlick.com/thank you. And while you're on the page, take a look at some of the other resources that I have available to help you start to unlock your financial freedom and set yourself up for long-term success. In closing, I'd like to leave you with this final thought. Wealth building is not just about making money. It's about making your money work for you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. And until next time, remember, you can rise to your money power.